I live in a two-story house with my cousin. We don't see much of each other. He works nights, and I work days.
He's a little creepy, but most of the time the house is just mine, so that works for me.
That night, I was alone. I sat in the living room, bathed in the flickering glow of my TV, the only source of light. Shadows stretched across the open floor plan. Behind me, the kitchen loomed, cold and dark. The entire space felt too empty, too quiet. Halfway through a horror movie, I glanced over my shoulder. Nothing. Just the dull outline of furniture. The nagging feeling didn't leave, though. The sense that something had shifted, like the weight of the air was different. After the movie ended, I locked up, brushed my teeth, and slid into bed. Sleep came in fragments, shallow and uneasy. Then, at 2:47 a.m., I woke up. A noise, faint at first, a slow, methodical creak from the stairs. I lay still, listening. Another creak. My cousin? No, he wasn't due home until morning. My mind scrambled for rationality. Maybe the house settling. Maybe my imagination. Another creak. This one was closer. A dry swallow crawled down my throat. My door was slightly ajar, leaving a sliver of darkness between me and the hallway. I didn't move, barely breathed. A shadow shifted. Something was there, standing at the threshold. I forced myself to believe it was a trick of my eyes, that I was still half asleep. But then, a hand, pale and wrong, curled around the edge of the door. My muscles locked as the door creaked wider, inch by inch. My pulse pounded in my skull. The thing didn't step forward, didn't move, just stood there breathing, a long, rattling breath. I lunged for my bedside lamp. Light exploded into the room. My eyes darted to the door. Nothing. The hallway was empty. My breath came in sharp gasps as I forced myself up. I checked the entire house. Locked doors, sealed windows, not a single thing out of place. But that didn't explain what I saw, or what I heard. I barely slept after that. Every noise made my stomach tighten. Every creak made my skin crawl. Morning came. I pushed the night aside, convincing myself it was sleep paralysis or exhaustion playing tricks. I had work to do. But when I stepped into the hallway, I froze. Deep scratches ran down my bedroom door. 4 long, jagged marks carved into the wood, like something had dragged claws across it. My cousin got home around noon. I told him about the noises, the door. He shrugged it off, said maybe I did it in my sleep. But his face twitched, just a little. He was lying. Maybe it was him. That thought sent shivers down my spine. That night I lay awake, ears straining for any sound. 3:12 a.m. Silence. But then, soft footsteps. Slow, deliberate. I clenched the blankets. My bedroom door was closed this time, but something moved beyond it. A rustling sound, a dry shuffle. Then the doorknob rattled. Cold sweat coated my skin. The knob twisted once, then again, and then knocking. Not frantic, not loud. A slow, rhythmic tap, like it was waiting for me to answer. I didn't move, didn't breathe. Then came the whisper. Not a voice, not words, just a sound. A wet, raspy exhale that slithered through the cracks of the door. Something was breathing on the other side. I grabbed my phone, barely able to hold it with shaking fingers. My cousin's room was downstairs. I texted him. "Are you home?" 3 dots. Then, "No." The blood drained from my face. The knocking stopped. Silence. Then the doorknob rattled. I sprang out of bed, heart hammering, and grabbed the heaviest thing I could find. A lamp. I backed toward my window. If it came in, I'd jump. But then, the sound stopped. Everything went still. For a full minute, I stood frozen, waiting, listening. Nothing. After another few minutes, I dared to approach the door. My breath was shallow. My body braced for something, anything. I grabbed the handle and yanked it open. Nothing. Just my empty hallway. Except the attic door was open. I had never opened it, never even touched it. But there it was, gaping wide, a black void above the hallway. A thick, musty smell leaked down from it. Something rotting. I didn't stay. I grabbed my keys, ran to my car, and left. I never went back alone, but my cousin did. And 3 days later, he was gone. His car in the driveway, his belongings untouched, his phone on the kitchen counter. But him vanished. The police said that the attic door was open again, and this time there was a note taped to it. A single word scrawled in red ink. Run.